Top of the news here at 5:30. This coming Monday is the first community discussion on a big project on Scajaquada Creek in Cheektowaga, now that an environmental impact study has been completed.
We're joined by Jill Jedlicka, the executive director of the Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper. Thank you, Jill, for joining us. That study, you guys will start with a short presentation during this meeting. Can you give us some, bullet points of that short presentation?
Sure. Well, Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper has been working in partnership with the Army Corps of Engineers for about a year and a half now, as well as the town of Cheektowaga, to identify some best bet opportunities for restoration. This has been enabled through a cost share partnership with them to identify areas to repair and improve the environment and habitat that's correlated to their flood control project, their flood risk management project. And when we have presented a final idea and have received input from the community, now's an opportunity for the community to weigh in again and to hear what the designs are and hear what the concepts are and to make sure that the community voices are part of that process.
Can you talk a little bit about what the possibilities are here? Because you want to hear back from the community, because this could change the flow, change the location, change some access points. What are we talking about here?
Well, in particular, in partnering with the Army Corps of Engineers, we are ensuring primarily that no changes to this creek system are going to affect human health, the environment, people's homes, or put anything at risk, right? So first and foremost, it's not going to increase flooding. But we are going to look for opportunities to improve the status of the water quality, the habitat, the aquatic habitat that's been lost, and also public access, to maintain that public access. Right now, the best bet that we have identified is within the confines of Cheektowaga Town Park, and we hopefully will have an opportunity to improve almost 5 acres of property and kind of return the creek channel back to what nature wants it to be to some extent.
The water quality of Scajaquada Creek has historically not been great. Can you explain where we're at right now?
The story of Scajaquada is a sad one. Everything bad you could have done to this creek, we've done to it over 100 years. It's only 13 miles long, 29 square mile watershed. So much damage has been done, but on a positive note, so much improvement is underway. And we take it piece by piece. No single project is going to restore this creek's health, but when we start making progress like we have in Forest Lawn Cemetery, and we are now targeting in Cheektowaga, you put the sum of the parts together and we will have a restored creek again.
We must say that it is the reason that the health of the Scajaquada has improved to what it is today is because of the efforts of people like Jill Jedlicka and the Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper. You guys have done so much, and there's so much left to go. I think that's the important part of this, too.
Absolutely, and we don't do it alone. We do it with community voices helping drive the process and working with our partners in government and all the other cultural institutions. So it's definitely, it takes a whole village to restore this creek.
What sort of things can you do? Can you explain what you do to restore a creek like Scajaquada? And obviously people are going to be, commenting on this at this meeting on Monday as well.
Right. I mean, it's taken over 100 years to destroy this ecosystem, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. But what we start to do is first we learn from nature. We understand what the creek wants to be. What is the science behind the restoration, what makes sense and what's feasible in terms of what can be funded, who are the partners, and what are the techniques that we're going to put in place. And so we've put all that together that then identify these potential projects. And we don't just go and do these projects. We want to make sure the community buys in, that they support it, that it represents their vision as well. And once we get that local community support, then we can make our case to get the funding, the $5 million of funding that we need in order to make this happen.
You mentioned before that some of the concerns that residents had were surrounding flooding. Why does that area of the Scajaquada flood? Is it because of the CSO, the combined sewer overflows, or other infiltration into the creek?
Well, to be clear, that area has not flooded.
Thank you.
That's what that flood risk management project is there for the first place. We don't want to do anything that's going to increase that risk in the future.
Got it.
So that's the starting point. But that project was implemented in the 80s and also was exacerbated by the building of the Walden Galleria Mall. Oh. The Galleria Mall was built on some of the last remnant wetlands we had in Scajaquada, so we're trying to get some of that natural function back into the system.
You can actually see some of the remaining on the other side of the highway. Is that right?
Yeah, the creek actually goes underneath the parking lot of the Galleria, and when you're driving along the thruway, you see that big open grass area. That's part of that flood risk management project.
Interesting. We're kind of going this way with this. Hopefully that's okay. We talked to the Buffalo Sewer Authority a couple months ago, and they mentioned this billion-dollar project that's underway to stop some of these overflows that are happening. I'm sure that will help as well.
That's another piece of the puzzle. Like, Scajaquada Creek is a giant puzzle, and the Buffalo Sewer Authority has been making great strides in doing what they can do under their purview to pull the sewage discharges out of the creek system, which, quite frankly, in Western New York, a lot of our creeks are connected to our sewer system. So we've got to start to kind of work on that piece. We're working on the piece in Cheektowaga. There's efforts underway, that we've done in Forest Lawn and also farther downstream. So it's a holistic approach to creek restoration.
You guys have always been really good about getting that sort of taking a transparent approach to the public and gathering feedback and really hearing people and making this about a conversation, because isn't the environment, after all, a conversation? So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Give us again the beats for Monday, when people can show up, and if you're asking them to bring anything or ideas.
Bring their ideas, bring their perspectives. It is Monday, December 8th at the Anna Reinstein Memorial Library from 5:30 to 7:30, and it'll be a conversation to be had.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jill.
you so much, Jill.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.